All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. Hey, I want to thank you all for joining us here today, Lions Talk Live. We've got a little bit of a news update. I guess you could say some clarity. We talked about the morning show. We talked about it during the game last night when the fight broke out. Brian Branch, Juju Smith-Schuster, everybody wanted to know what had happened. Well, I want to give some credit's due. My brother Tim got me the video. I'm going to analyze it. And then, Hutch Jr., I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on it. I'm just going to say this as a coach. I don't like it when anybody throws cheap shots, but I'm also going to tell my players anytime you hit us like that, we're going to come back after you because we become a no-fly zone. You mess with us, you better expect some retaliation. Let's look at it. Going to have this highlighted for you. Obviously, both players. Branch coming in. This is the end of the game. 3.5 minutes left, and right there you see it. Juju Smith-Schuster just blindsides, hits him in the back. What I also want to point out is I played that again. Let me bring that back up. You can see one of the officials is literally looking right at Juju Smith. He's looking down the sideline. And again, Lions fans are upset because Kansas City has called for no penalties. That one is directly in the line of sight. Excuse me, let me get that back. You can see him up there watching the line of scrimmage. Juju Smith just comes downhill and blam, right in Brian Branch's back. So, all right, you guys get enough of that. Superfan Hutch, you see that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting, man. I mean, the refs were. I'll never blame Lions didn't play the greatest, right? I mean, I'll never blame refs for, whatever. But when you see stuff like that, I mean, if you go back, you look at Chris Jones lining up off sides on the 4th down, and then it took him five years to throw a flag on the Jared Goff touchdown. Like, there was just so many things in that game. Like, it's hard to beat a team when you're playing Mahomes in Arrowhead as it is now. But, yeah, I see why Brian Branch did that. Probably not his best thing he's done in his career. He's probably going to be suspended or a heavy fine. But, yeah, you just can't miss stuff like that. Like, what if Brian Branch gets hit there and he's injured and he's out the year? I mean, that's a bad thing to just obnoxiously miss while you're standing right there.
Kurt Steele, did you see the video?
Yes, I saw the video, and it was totally. I have to agree. It was totally egregious what Smith-Schuster did. I'm not excusing Branch,
sure,
but you have to have a cooler head. But I understand why he did it, man, because of the fact that you're going to do that to me and then try to walk up and shake my hand. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right.
You get what you pay for when you do something like that, because like Hud said, man, he could have hurt Brian Branch. I said that earlier on Boss Up Ball Out, man. He could have seriously hurt Brian Branch with that hit, man. And then you expect that guy to be kind of cool and kind of hang out with you. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? And that's horrible, man. Look, and the ref didn't. Yeah, I mean, like, he should be fined and suspended for that hit. Like, that's terrible.
That's why I agree with both of you guys. My biggest problem is if you guys, I couldn't highlight the official at the top of the screen, but he is literally looking down the line. There's one on both sides looking down the line of scrimmage. That's right in their view. And the fact that you hadn't called KC for a single penalty throughout the game, you allowed that to happen. And now you want to know why Brian Branch is upset? I'm just going to say for myself, I can only speak. I can't speak for other people. A lot of people are coming after Brian Branch after the game, people talking about him. I see this video. My opinion is, like I was mentioning when I started the show, as a coach, I'm not for cheap shots, but I am for defending yourself. If you're going to open the floodgates and not respond to that, everybody else has now got a free pass to take shots at you. It's one of the reasons why I like hockey. It's self-policing. You give me a cheap shot, let me tell you, it's coming back in kind to you. Let's go back to you, Superfan Hutch. What do you think the NFL should do when they look at the totality of this situation?
Well, I think they need to start investigating some of these refs. If I remember right, and my memory serves me right, this was the same crew that was on the Seahawks game that actually got suspended for calls. I think it was years ago. Like, they were just doing things that was outrageous, and they ended up suspending this crew. So now you get them in a Sunday night football game. They have 0 penalties called against the Chiefs when there was clearly, a lot of things going on. It sucks for Brian Branch because I think he's not a bad player. He's not, one of the dirty players. He's been fined so many times for things probably he shouldn't have been. I think the league is probably going to look at him. Hopefully they just give him a huge fine. They look back at the video and say this, but I would probably suggest we might not see him for the Bucks game. I hope that's not the case, but it's just NFL has to do better with this stuff, man. I mean, it was so like that 3rd and 10 pass interference they called. Like I knew it was coming. Like it was just there were just so many things that happened in that game. I was like, this is disgusting. I turned it off. Like I think it was like 4th quarter. I just turned it off. I was like, we're not winning this game. You can't beat these guys the way it's going. So.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been around the league as long as I have. You've seen some ups and downs for this organization. Let me ask you before we even get to the Brian Branch thing again. When you saw the call on the touchdown pass to Jared Goff, what was your initial reaction?
Like I was like, why is this taking so long? Like, what's going on? Like, okay, like, is this something? And I know. And I thought about it earlier on my show, and I was talking about looking at the rule book, but I'm like, that's got to be something that Dan Campbell will use. They're kind of stickler on the details, so it had to be something where, Golf was like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do like you're saying I did something and I didn't do it. I just went out on the route, but you're saying that I should have did this, and this is not what we practice because they practice that play. And they practice it to the letter of the rule. So I'm just kind of looking at this and like, but they couldn't call New York because they can't. That's that play is non-reviewable. So I don't know, man. Somebody had to say something somewhere to them to get through that, and it takes so long. And then like all of a sudden there's a pass interference. Like Kelsey says, "Oh, it's a pass interference." Like, no, it wasn't, man. That was you guys were hand fighting. That's down the field. Like, what are you doing? Like, you had your hands on the guy too. Like, what is this? Like to not get a call all game is absolutely ridiculous. I saw Aiden Hutchinson get tackled a few times. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, and for us to have the penalties that we had now, I would say the one play that I would say that was really like egregious and like the Lions deserved to have it called on them was the Aiden Hutchinson and the late hit. Yeah. Like he was it was way 2 steps. But once you get not that many shots on you all game, I can understand why the frustration. Why like this is I don't want to see this steamroll into something else, man, because the Lions have been dealing with this. Hutchinson has been dealing with this all year. The illegal chop blocks is not getting called. The multiple holdings is not getting called. And, and the guy's still out there, putting up, great numbers in this, I'm saying as a pass rusher, but to have no penalties called on you on a team, man, there's at least one holding that get called every game. And Juwan Taylor is a walking false start. So he like yes. Like he gets out of bed and brushes his teeth doing a false start. So it's
both of you guys know I don't gamble at all, but let's be remiss and say that maybe there are going to be some people that want to say that there's speculation that there was a whole lot of money bet on the Detroit Lions to cover, play win the game, etc. You see the fact that no penalty calls on Kansas City. You see the sideline official looking right at the cheap shot blindside hit by Juju Smith. No penalty called. Do you think there's any validity if you're somebody who believes the NFL and gambling somehow have a relationship?
Man, I would hope not. I would hope not. Because that takes away from the game that we love. That's not the game that we sign up to watch. You know what I'm saying? That's not the game that the players sign up to play. But I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it would break my heart if this, especially this crew that has a what do you call that? They're notorious for like Hud said, man, of having some bad calls and some misbehaviors out there on the field. So it was a one-sided officiated game last night. We'll just say that. I'll never blame the refs because the Lions did make some mistakes and an uncharacteristic drop by St. Brown, and he didn't look himself last night. Like St. Brown didn't look like St. Brown last night. Like he didn't have his swag. He didn't have his aggressiveness. Like I just didn't see St. Brown being St. Brown last night, and then that the handcuffed on defense, having to play zone with that many like cornerbacks out that really aren't man. The guy we play aren't man corners. They're kind of like they're zone guys, and having to play 3 linebackers in zone all day, they're really handcuffed the Lions defense for real.
Hutch, final question, just because I know you're an avid college football fan. Why is it the NFL seems to have almost on a game-by-game basis so many questionable calls, questionable officiating situations, and yet the NCAA doesn't?
Yeah, that's a very good question because in the NFL, right, you need 2 feet down. We don't know what catches are. And college football, like they review every score. Like it's literally like I could go back and watch college football probably from 3 weeks ago, and I wouldn't see this many things questionable. Like that golf touchdown, like I was doing something, I had it on mute. I look up, I see him score a touchdown, and 20 minutes later, they're still talking about was it a touchdown or was it not? I'm like, what is going on? And then I see Jake Bates run out twice. I'm like, okay, so, and then I'm going through rule books. I'm looking, I'm like, what happened? And then someone texted me. I was like, a legal moat or whatever they call it. I don't remember what they call it. I think it was a legal motion or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know how you can have 2 football sports, both leagues, and one be completely better than the other. I mean, it's just, I know these guys are pros, but there's go look at MLB. Look at the umpires, man. The umpires this year in the MLB were absolutely atrocious. I don't know if we're just having bad refs all around sports or what, but we got to figure this out. I mean, because this is going to cost teams Super Bowls. Like, this is where we are at. Like, that play right there, if that happens in the Super Bowl, and that's the game-winning play, there is going to be a lot of people upset about this. I mean, you're talking money is what you can put on lines. It's just disgusting work, man.
One thing I'll throw up both of you guys, and we'll get you guys out of here and get everybody out of here. I learned about 15 years ago the NFL switched to sports entertainment, MLB, National Basketball Association, and I believe the NHL all added those to their official descriptions to remove any legal repercussions from lawsuits, etc., where the NCAA, NAIA, and NJCAA cannot because they are somewhat funded by the federal government. So why don't you go both give yourselves a shout out? Kurt Steele, well, you're up first. Why don't you give yourself a shout out to everybody where they can find you and your great content?
I mean, you can check me up on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. We air right after Lions Talk Live on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. So come check us out, man. Have some good time. And we have our pre-games on Saturday sometimes, but this Monday we'll have it pre-game before the Bucks game. But this is one of those things, man. I think this is a wake-up call for the Lions, but I think that this is a wake-up call for the league, man, because we can't have this type of egregious type of officiating. And, you don't have a penalty call. That's the first time in since 2013 that they haven't had a single penalty called on the team. That's absolutely ridiculous. But thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime, my friend. Hutch Jr.?
Yeah, as always, you can find me on here with Dan, the Duke Crew. Find me on X, Superfan Hutch, and then you can find me on Facebook at the Lions Den. To Steele's point, go look at that game last week, Texans and Chiefs. Tell me how many penalties the Chiefs had them on last week against not as a good team. And would they have 7 penalties or 13 penalties against them?
13. Yep.
Weird.
It is what it is. All right, guys, we'll get everybody out of here. If there's more breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as soon as possible. Support all these gentlemen, their fine work and efforts. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all the buttons. Catch you all on the next Lions Talk Live. See you, everybody.